On the surface, a lot of people do not know what is happening when it comes to Dogecoin behind the scenes, but there are a lot of very important and interesting and potentially massive things that are happening. One of them is the Dogecoin Manifesto, which was trending yesterday, in part because of what was happening with Walmart, but also in part because there is a plan with some Dogecoin insiders, some Dogecoin devs, and also some people involved with the project, including Elon Musk, represented by his lawyer, and Vitalik Buterin. But now this is being taken a step further. A Dogecoin Manifesto, which I think is just a fantastic idea. They have a website now for this Dogecoin Manifesto. It's called foundation.dogecoin.com, and I believe this could be where we see the next leg up from some of the things that are happening here. As you can see, it says the Dogecoin Foundation is a non-profit organization established to provide support for Dogecoin cryptocurrency through development and advocacy. Part of that, reaching out to companies. This is a really big deal, especially when you have big names and big players like Vitalik and Elon, way more reach to go to companies and get them to accept Doge. This is what we've been needing with Dogecoin for a while now. Dogecoin trademark defense to prevent abuse and fraud. That's also going to be helpful. Then a roadmap and governance for the future of Dogecoin. All of this is continuing to be a big deal. The roadmap there, you can now see it on the actual website as they continue to plan. This is what Dogecoin was lacking for a while, and this is what is now getting back. Devs that are going to be adequately compensated for their work, which means we can get more devs. We can get more devs in those specific areas that can be helpful. Gary Lanch, Jins, Mitchie, Ross, Timothy, there are some right there, then board advisors, Jared Britchell, which is Elon Musk's lawyer, Max Keller, Satoshi Nakamoto, and Vitalik Buterin, Satoshi Nakamoto, Billy. So we have a lot of people who are doing big things, and I think what's even maybe a lot more exciting than that, and when I say maybe, that's definitely a major understatement, is the fact that Elon Musk is continuing to get closer and closer to actually putting that Dogecoin on the moon. We now have word that the Starship could be ready for its first orbital test flight in only a few weeks. Elon Musk said this a few days ago. Now we're starting to see more progress here and more justification that we are actually going to see this happening soon. The Starship being continuing to see those updates being on schedule, which means Elon Musk's comment about that will hopefully come true, and it's going to be remarkable to watch this. This was the comment right here. Launch update. SpaceX just announced it's targeting Saturday, August 28th. So we're seeing the target date starting to come in, and that was actually for a different rocket. And so we're also seeing SpaceX's Starship, the big super heavy, having a date that's targeted soon as well. But Elon Musk, first orbital stack of Starship should be ready for a flight in a few weeks pending regulatory approval. And he also went and added not just a few weeks Elon time, a few weeks normal people time, which I thought was funny because sometimes in the space sector you can have delays, and that's just part of it. And so it's normal people time, but this shows kind of the trajectory of the rocket is going to shoot off. Then we're going to see the Starship itself separating from the Falcon Heavy and doing orbit, which is really awesome. And I think what's the most exciting thing about this is if you actually look and see this right here is Falcon 9. Look how massive the stream of fire coming out from the back of it is. Look how big that rocket is. I mean, unbelievably massive rocket. And now you compare that, which is so big and has this giant stream of fire, to this, which is going to be significantly bigger. The Starship Super Heavy is the biggest rocket ever created. We're going to get to see a launch off, which will be a massive deal for Dogecoin soon, because one day that very rocket is most likely going to be what takes Dogecoin to the moon and also to Mars. You can see right here a comparison. This shows the Falcon 9 rocket, which is the one that we've seen that's been fired off, and that's the one that took them to the space station. And you compare that to the Super Heavy. It looks like a pencil compared to a giant dry erase marker that's significantly taller. And that goes to show you really the difference, like a pencil that was whittled down, I guess you could say, in comparison to a dry erase marker. I mean, just massive rocket achievements that are happening there. And I'm very excited to watch them. I think all of us definitely should be. Speaking of exciting things, we are also seeing more and more NBA, professional sports, NFL, all of them looking at crypto more seriously and embracing it as we see more and more crypto deals like this. Trevor Lawrence, who is the #1 pick in the NFL, now we also have the #1 pick in the NBA, both having cryptocurrency as a big part of their deal. Pretty cool. It's getting full circle here. Cade Cunningham, who is unbelievably good at basketball. He's an extremely well-rounded player. He's kind of like what we should have seen with a few players in the past who are #1 picks, but he actually has what it takes, and instead of some of the ones that have fallen off. And he's getting paid with cryptocurrency through a partnership with BlockFi making some cool things happen in this area. And I do not think that should be underrated at all, because right now, rookies, well, they don't have that much reach when it comes to publicity. They don't have that many followers. But over time, they're going to start to become cryptocurrency advocates, and they're going to start to reach out to their followers and say, hey, you may want to check this out, which is going to lead to a lot of new people coming into crypto. So this is kind of more of a slow burn type of positive thing, but it still is very positive nonetheless. On the negative side, though, and we do have negatives and positives, we talk about all of them. 90 million cryptocurrency stolen after top Japanese exchange is hacked. By the way, this is a top 20 exchange in the world when it comes to trading volume. So this is one of the biggest exchanges that we've ever seen hacked, and they have responded by saying, hey, yes, some of our wallets were compromised. We are now switching over more to cold storage wallet instead of hot storage wallets, which is something that a lot of the bigger exchanges are already doing. Robinhood, Coinbase, they have a heck of a lot of cold storage to kind of protect against that. There's still some risk associated with cold storage, but significantly lower of a risk. The wallets that have taken this 90 million, it's 4 different wallets. Once again, we don't know who this is. Who knows? Maybe they'll try to offer them a job too, like the last one. But I feel like this exchange isn't going to be quite as upfront and forward when it comes to that. The cryptocurrency itself, you can't really do much. I mean, they took 90 million with relative ease. Kind of scary. And remember I said on my last live, you have to be careful about this. You should be worried if you're holding your money on a smaller exchange. You should be a little bit worried about this. Not too worried, but to some degree worried. And this is proving that we were right about that, unfortunately. We wish we weren't, but we were. If you want to go down there and press like, that's good as well. I see some people saying that someone said Doge is spiking right now as well, which is good. Dogecoin to the moon. We'll go ahead and check it right now. Is Dogecoin spiking at the moment? If it is, let's go ahead and get the like button ready. If Dogecoin's spiking, I feel like that definitely deserves a like automatically. Ooh, look at that. Up to 31 cents. All right. Okay. I feel like this is exactly what we want to see. Look at that. A nice sized Dogecoin spike forming a few big green candles on the minute chart in a row, going up to 31. What if it breaks out right now while we're live? If it breaks out right now while we are live, that would be incredible to watch. Another big green candle coming. Look at that. It is starting to potentially run here with 3, 4, 5 green candles in the last 6-minute marks. Only one red there. Woo, this could be exciting to watch. So thanks for letting me know about this. Someone was watching clearly on the minute chart. It may be harder to see a spike that is not on the minute chart because all the rest of them are delayed. Look at that. More green right there. Could this actually cause a big run here? Are people going to start pouring money in? I certainly hope so. If that happens live, that's going to be very exciting. We're going to check back on that in 1 second here. You love to see Dogecoin spike lives. That's the best type of live by far. It's not even particularly close. We're also seeing more of the negative type articles like this. Bitcoin volatility will drive investors back to gold, says mining firm chairman. Oh, well, is this a cryptocurrency mining firm? And the chairman is now coming out against crypto. Oh, no. Well, that's not good. Oh, wait, is it a mining firm of some other kind? Is it maybe a coal mining firm? Is it something else? Oh, wait. You're telling me it's a gold mining firm? So you're now going to a gold mining firm to get information on if the gold market is going to go up? Well, what do you expect them to say? This is a gold mining firm. This is not a reporter. This is not Final Stand Show where we talk about negatives and the positives. If you go to this dude, you're going to get one thing. It's going to be the same thing every time. Yep, but gold is going to spike. Well, of course he's going to say that. But the thing is, though, he's so wrong. And if he was right on this, okay, well, he can get an excuse then for saying it. But he's wrong. Gold is significantly less valuable when it comes to the ability to buy. When it comes to so many other things, it's kind of in a way a scam when you compare it to crypto. Now, gold isn't a scam. It's fine. It's okay. But some parts of it are. You can get overcharged massively for it. It's hard to store it. If we actually did see something happen and the world went to a close, then why would people care about if they have gold or not? People are going to want food at that point. People want water. So gold doesn't have that additional value. And you can argue cryptocurrency maybe wouldn't have that value in the same scenario. But at the very least, it's easier to buy. And if that scenario doesn't happen, well, it still has value. And even in that scenario, it still has a limited amount that can be made. And so you could still probably see cryptocurrency actually taking over as the main currency of the globe if a scenario like that where the world came to a close happened, or like some big worst case type scenario. I think there's way more of an argument that cryptocurrency would be the one that was valuable even in that situation over gold. Kind of interesting to think about. And that could become the currency people use. By the way, this is a picture of him right there. Of course, he likes gold. He doesn't have any gold earrings or anything, or any gold grills, which will be definitely a plus. I mean, you want to see people in the gold industry completely and totally decked out in gold. It just makes it more fun. But hey, he's not having fun, unfortunately. Come on, man, you missed an opportunity there. You missed a big one. Let's check back on the price of Doge. Look at, okay, so a couple red candles. We maybe won't see that big spike happening right now, but I'm not going to count it out yet. We're going to continue to stay updated on this. And if you want to follow on Twitter, it's MattWallace88. I'll let you know if it starts to break out. I'm going to be watching this closely as we hope to see that happening. But we're also seeing Nvidia, their earnings are beating expectations, but it's actually not because of crypto. Surprisingly, it is because of graphics cards, and mostly ones that aren't being used for that. The actual computer chips that are specifically designed for cryptocurrency fell a decent amount. And with that happening, that means we're seeing less people trying to buy mining equipment. It's kind of at the point here where a lot of people already have the setups they want and don't need to try to acquire more, especially when you think about the fact that Bitcoin mining especially is going to become less and less profitable over time. Ethereum mining as well, already becoming significantly less profitable with the most recent update. So that's why we're seeing less demand right now for those specific chips, and it's just going to get even lower and lower and lower over time, especially if Bitcoin does remain the main crypto at the top there. If we see Dogecoin passing it, we could see some big shifts there. That's one thing to keep in mind, but Dogecoin still very, very, very low amount of energy consumed per transaction in comparison to all the other cryptos, and that's part of the Dogecoin Manifesto, is continuing to promote that and let people know that and make sure the world is aware. It's about making the big things happen. Wells Fargo as well, launching a crypto fund now. JP Morgan, we already knew they were, but Wells Fargo hopping in here, that's pretty awesome, because Wells Fargo, a lot of us use that bank. It's a pretty popular bank, and I'm excited to see what that's going to mean for crypto moving forward. Also, thank you for the chat. ADA spiking, peeps, over 10% Doge and Ethereum trailing. Hi, Matt. Keep up the hard work and content. Much appreciated. Thank you so much coming in, Joe. I appreciate that, and I'll definitely check out right now after the stream ADA. Anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I will see you in the next video.